Don't you lose your
All right. Emily, do you have Amanda's number? Can you just text her and say, hey, when you get here, text you, so we can go out and help her get drinks and stuff, but we don't need them for now. Because my phone is officially offline for the rest of this event. It's the best camera I have.
This may be the final hour. So what we gonna do? All above the sky, I can only see red. If we gonna survive,
All right.
better find a new way.
Okay. Darren, do you have any opening remarks for this exercise from a WRT perspective that you'd like to share? Okay. So, speaking specifically to the Warriors, Cameron's not here yet, so who's going to fill it? Okay, cool. In the 90-day program that me and Stacey and everybody else went through, there's a part of this that is about giving back and serving the community. And the way that we're doing this different is obviously today we're serving Houses for Warriors. Serving the organization that has given either, a little bit or a lot to your lives, to your transition, and to, to benefit your quality of life. And Stacey and I work really hard. And I should say Stacey really is the heart of the Warrior House and the program. Without Stacey, you guys wouldn't have the food you have, you wouldn't have the vouchers you have, the bus passes, there's a lot that goes into getting you guys this support. And today, we want to raise money to purchase you guys a new home. That home is a little small. It's only 4 bedrooms. And the whole point of today is to raise enough money so we can put a deposit down on an 8-bedroom or bigger home. This home's going to have a movie room, a game room, study room, a place to do our workshops, our meetings, and ultimately a higher quality of life than what you guys are already receiving. And it's not just for you guys, it's for the next evolution of vets that come through our program. And, part of this is, when I transitioned out of being homeless, it was very selfish. I was very selfish and really just focused on myself and getting my life in order and what people thought of me. And the big change was when I was in one of my advanced classes at Limitless. You guys might have heard of Limitless at the Convergence seminar. Limitless taught me what a true gift was. There's an exercise, not to get too into it. You could be a giver or a taker, right? And I was a taker, even though I was giving so much of my life and so much for what I believed in. My gift, my support that I was offering, it wasn't coming from an unconditional place. There were conditions. You had to do what I wanted and what I said, and you had to follow the program the way I thought it should have been, or you weren't doing it right. It has to be from an abundant place, from abundance. And I wasn't abundant in my life. I didn't have abundance. I didn't see things from an abundant mindset. And so it was from scarcity, which also constitutes another way of taking. Even though you're giving something and expecting something in return, it's not a real gift. And so to stay in that framework of this being a true gift for you guys, this is completely optional today. Like this is I'm not forcing you guys to make calls. I'm not forcing anybody to do interviews. This is, I want you guys to dig deep and see, what can I contribute back to the organization that's given us so much? Can I, will you tell your story? Will you share what this has done for you? What has the impact been in your life? We also have a list of donors that we have relationships with that we need help calling. I'm not even asking you guys to call your own people, specifically to the veterans here. We have a call list and say, hey, I'm one of the warriors that's in the program. I'm participating in a fundraiser today. I wanted to see if you'd be able to help us get a new home for the next evolution of vets. So this exercise is it's also about overcoming fear of asking for support. At least that's what I got out of it. I did not know how to ask for help. I didn't know how to ask for support, and it showed because I didn't have any funds. We didn't have any money for the nonprofit. We were bleeding, and I didn't know how to recruit help in my life and support my life. And so, by doing this fundraiser, there's a fear and anxiety around making calls, especially cold calling, especially asking people for money. Okay, so it can cause anxiety, and this is actually stems from, and again, my belief here, it stems from a deep-seated mindset about money, and you guys know about the programs that operate you, right? Remember that? We all operate on these different programs, and everyone that struggles with this it's because of a money program. It's because of the way that you do money in your life and and the people around you. So as you're going through this, I want you to work on something and give something a new way of viewing things in your life. Think of this as inviting somebody to be a part of something special, to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And I'm inviting you all to be part of something bigger than yourselves. Because frankly, we need the help. This is me, Andrew, and Stacy, speaking for Stacy. We're asking for your help today in getting the funds that we need to grow and expand the program. So everybody got a packet. I saw you all kind of going through it. There's a little bit more about that fear and finding confidence in making calls. Some tips to stay confident. Like I said, reframe your ask. You're giving them a chance to make a difference. You're not taking money from them. Okay. Smile when you talk. Okay. When you're on the phone with people, smile. That will translate to a friendly, confident voice on the phone. Make it personal. A lot of you have a personal connection here. Everybody in this room has a personal connection here. You guys have been the recipients of the support thus far. What has it done for you? What is it, as a coach, you've seen the amazing strides, and what has it done for your lives to be a part of somebody's transformation and transition out of homelessness? Speak on your personal experiences here with me and the organization. Stay positive. Not everyone's going to say yes, and that's okay. Each call, whether it's $1, $10, or $10,000, like every dollar helps. Everything matters. And just be grateful. Celebrate the wins. Definitely say thank you. We appreciate the support. Every little bit helps. And no matter what size that donation is, it's getting us closer to our goal. Okay. Take breaks. Okay? You guys have all worked on your Sean, help me. What's the breath? The ha breath. Okay. Take some breaks. take some breaths, refocus. Because I know when I call people, even today, when I'm making calls, my adrenaline gets going a little bit. I get a little spike. When I was on the news yesterday, I was nervous as hell. And I took some hot breaths. And I got focused and clear on what I wanted. And so the other part of this exercise is clarity. And being clear on a goal, as we are with our own lives and what we want to achieve, and clearly seeing yourself get that goal. So, we're all going to create a fundraising page. Who's done it yet? Now, did you just register with your information, or did you click on Make It My Mission, set a goal, add a description, and then submit for approval? Okay, so everybody go to Warrior, if you pull out your phones, go to warriorhouse.givesmart.com. It should take you right to the main page. You all have a flyer. Most of you have a flyer on your packet. You can scan that too. It'll take you there as well. Scroll down to Make It My Mission. Pass the description. Be part of the mission. Nope, keep going. Join the mission. Make it your mission. Help our cause by creating your own fundraising page. So, Troy, you and Shar can just create one, right? If you guys are, yeah. Join the mission on the bottom. You'll see Make It Your Mission, help our cause by creating your own fundraising page, and then hit Join the Mission. You'll be prompted to set a goal. Now, before you do that, get clear on your intentions today and what you want to see yourself raise. And I know that when we did this, the more outside of your comfort zone, the better. Grant Cardone is a famous real estate investor and social media figure. He has a book called the 10X Rule, and he says whatever your real goal is, 10X it. 10X it, and if you get close and still come up short on that 10X goal, you're going way beyond your original goal. It's about really exceeding what you think you can do, and believing that you can. So once you create your goal, you can either copy the description from the main page or write your own description. Once you're finished, you'll be prompted to submit for an approval at the top of the page. Once you submit for approval, I'll approve it on my side, and then you'll have your own share link to send people, and this will track all of your efforts. You already did that? So you share the main link. Email. Oh, phone number. Yeah. Whatever, Sean's personal page, Sean's Warrior Fundraiser, I Love Warriors by Sean. We did this before during my team, and we raised a lot of money through the website, and we just could not track who came from what. And so this makes it a little more personal when you're sending that out. And then once you have your goals, we're going to put those on the whiteboard up here as pledges. And again, this is about getting clear with your intention. Who remembers the intention mechanism workshop? Remember that? Troy, I don't know, do they do intention mechanism through virtual? Where you had to do, look, remember this, and everybody had a different signal or something on the computers? Okay. It's not about how it's going to happen, it's about being clear on what you want to do and then moving towards it. Give everybody a second. Is everything in? Cool. So if you go to your next page on this packet, there's some tips for successful calls and some call scripts. Okay. These are just guides. I don't want you guys sitting there reading, hello, is this donor's name? My name is your name, and I'm calling. Right? So read these a couple times before you make your calls. We're starting at 2:00, and get familiar with the ask. And the idea is to make this personal, make it your own. These are just to guide you and help you. Who has an Android phone? My guys, all right. So, sorry, iPhone. This code isn't going to work for you guys, apparently, because iPhone's ridiculous. But if you have an Android phone, you scan this. So let's say you make your call. Hey, John Doe, thank you so much for your support. Yeah, I want to give you $500. Send me the link. Great. Scan this, put that person's phone number, and then it'll populate the message that sends them the link. It says, hey, thank you for your support. Thank you for considering donating. Here's the link, blah, blah, blah. Now that's to the main page. You guys have all created your own. So copy and paste your link, switch out that link, and then you'll have a message to send everybody. This is just to help you populate the message. Because I didn't think that through, because you all have your own private link. So you'll have to switch that link out. Yeah. Well, it'll still help with the message. Switch it, copy and paste. Yeah. We'll get donations through the main page too, so that'll all be counted towards our goals today. Some of the other ways that we're fundraising this, and you never know who you're talking to. Mention that we have some naming rights opportunities for the house. These are major donations. We're talking anywhere from $25,000 to $150,000, right? Sure. So, okay, so that, nope. So it's going to be at your page, okay? And then put this. Yeah, actually, that is your link. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, copy your. So we have some naming rights opportunities to name some, like somebody can put their name or honor somebody to name one of the bedrooms or the movie room or the house club. These are major donors, major gifts, and if you come across somebody on the phone that, or if you mention it and they go, yeah, what does that look like? This is a link to send them the naming rights page. Again, Android, scan it, send it. Otherwise, it's on the main event page with items. So if you guys go to the main event page, warriorhouse.com, click on items, and share that link, and somebody can purchase one of those right there. You notice there's a couple attachments that aren't stapled. These are the fundraising matrix for the event, just to kind of give everyone an idea of where the money goes and what it could do. So $50, it's 1 month of transportation, do job interviews, medical appointments, personal development, workshops. That's just your Ubers and your rides and your bus passes. We have an explanation for every dollar amount from 50 to 150,000. So we have $50, $100, $250, 500, 1,000, all the way up. So these are just to help kind of show the donor what we're doing with the money and what translates.
People,
Okay.
don't you lose your warrior spirit. People, call upon it if you need it. People, don't forget to stand in power. People, this may be the final hour. So what we gonna do? All above the sky now, I can only see red. If we gonna survive now, better find a new way. Evil gonna break down now, we about to build up. Calling on a new sound now, strength in one. People, don't forget your own true nature. People, look inside and meet your maker. So what we gonna do? All above the sky now, I can only see red. If we gonna survive now, better find a new way. Evil gonna break down now, we about to build up. Calling on a new sound now, strength in one. All above the sky now, I can only see red. If we gonna survive now, better find a new way. Evil gonna break down now, we about to build up. Calling on a new sound now, strength in one. People, don't you lose your warrior spirit. People, call upon it if you need it. People, don't forget to stand in power. People, this may be the final hour. People, don't you lose your warrior spirit. People, call upon it if you need it. People, don't forget to stand in power. People, this may be the final hour. So what we gonna do? All above the sky now, I can only see red. If we gonna survive now, better find a new way. Evil gonna break down now. We about to build up. Call it on a new sound now. Straight-filled one. People, don't forget your own true nature. People, look inside and meet your maker. So what we gonna do? All above the sky now, I can only see red. If we gonna survive now, better find a new way. Evil gonna break down now. We about to build up. Call it on a new sound. Straight-filled one. All above the sky now, I can only see red. If we gonna survive, better find a new way. Evil gonna break down. We about to build up. Call it on a new sound. Straight-filled one. People, don't you lose your warrior spirit. People, call upon it if you need it. People, don't forget to stand in power. People, this may be the final hour. People, don't you lose your warrior spirit. People, call upon it if you need it.
31.
Laura, thank you. Great story here. A Metro student and some others serving those who serve tonight, giving back to some of our country's best.
Yeah, Fox 31's Greg Nieto on it tonight with what he's doing for both sick and disabled veterans.
They've served their country.
This project is the official launch of Houses for Warriors.
Now they're serving those who can no longer serve themselves. Andrew Canales, Air Force, and Jerron Pilger, U.S. Army.
We got some cats under the tub, if you guys didn't hear.
Here in Loch Buoy, rehabbing their first house for the newly created Houses for Warriors.
I just took it upon myself to start organizing this, and I got really good people on my team, and we just started going to work.
The goal of the organization, make homes accessible for veterans. In this case, an Army veteran, Dale, suffering from spinal cancer, confined to a wheelchair. Canales started Houses for Warriors, paying for much of it out of his own pocket. After serving in the Air Force for 6 years and Pilgner in the Army for 8, they may now wear a different kind of uniform, but remain united on the home front.
It's really important that we finish this project and we get it done as soon as possible so that we can get Del back into his home.
Amen to that. Andrew Canales is also a student over at Metropolitan State University. He says he found out about that Army veteran up here in Loch Buoy via a Facebook post. Interested in volunteering or donating? More information on our website at ktvr.com. Near Loch Buoy, Greg Nieto, Fox 31.
Greg, thank you. We know a lot of local companies chipping in to help out with that, too, so it's pretty cool.
Love to see it.
Don't forget your own true nature. People, look inside and be your maker. What we gonna do? All about
Matt, thank you. Tonight, in serving those who serve locals, now giving back to veterans in need. In fact, tonight, Fox 31's Greg Nieto shows us what the House for Warriors project is all about. Greg?
Yeah, Aristide, this is a nonprofit organization, but plenty of local companies chipping in. Take a look over one shoulder. You see a storage shed donated. Over the other shoulder, a dumpster also donated. I also want you to take a look at this picture. This picture shows some of the men and women behind this great effort. These are all volunteers, volunteer veterans, and a spouse volunteering under the Houses for Warriors umbrella. Their basic motive to clear out homes, in this case in Loch Buoy, for an Army veteran who has spinal cancer and is confined to a wheelchair. The goal for this newly formed nonprofit, reconfigure houses for veterans who need them to make those homes more accessible.
So I know what it was like to be in a wheelchair. I've been there. I know what it's like to not be able to get into your own bathroom, and the pain, the daily pain that like our veteran is experiencing in this home. And so I just took it upon myself to start organizing this, and I got really.
Andrew Canales is a student over at Metro State University. He's also an Air Force veteran. He's the one who started this organization, again known as Houses for Warriors. He just started it up within the past few months. Already has some 60 volunteers part of his effort. More information on our website at ktvr.com. Tonight we're live in Loch Buoy. Greg Nieto, Fox 31.
My name is Andrew Canales, and I am the founding president of Houses for Warriors. We're a 501c3 nonprofit in the state of Colorado, and our mission is to support homeless and injured veterans through housing and housing resources.
Today we're helping out Del. He's a veteran He's been recently diagnosed with spinal cancer. His home was damaged very bad by hail in 2018, and so what they're doing is coming in and widening some of the hallways and the doorways to make it wheelchair accessible, so it's easier for him to get around.
So Tri-State is awesome for coming out. I really appreciate all the volunteers that have come out, but having professional, skilled trades to come and take on the big parts of this project is the only way that this thing is getting done.
Well, I have logged in 200 hours of volunteer time on my day off last year, so I love volunteering as it is, and I'm pretty thankful that my company has allowed us this opportunity to put some time into the community, put ourselves out there and show that we care.
We have a lot of veterans. Those guys put a lot into their communities and appreciate what the community's done for them, so it's nice that we can help someone out.
Our mission for Houses for Warriors is to serve those who can no longer serve themselves, assisting injured veterans whose homes don't meet their disability needs, and lending a hand to those veterans who need it most in remodeling their home to improve their quality of life. Over the course of the year, we schedule Warrior Rehab Days, and today we are asking for your help. By donating your time and volunteering, or providing a charitable donation, you can make a difference for so many of our beloved warriors.
Andrew and his people have just been so great and nice and wonderful, and they laugh at my silly jokes, and it's just been such a blessing that words can't even describe.
Oh, wow! This is so beautiful!
I'm just overwhelmed.
Yeah?
Just the amazement of how God has blessed me through Andrew and his crew. It's just such a relief. I'm so glad to be home.
We do a lot for our homeless, injured, and at-risk veterans. Get involved today. Support a veteran and change a life.
There is absolutely no other reason why I'm doing this other than to help the person that we're helping. Delbert Stracener is an Army veteran. About 2.5 years ago, he was confined to a wheelchair and had to have an immediate surgery for spinal cancer. At the same time, his house was basically destroyed by a hailstorm. Holes in the skylights to where water's leaking into the ceiling and causing water damage, and there's mold throughout the house now. You know, it limits his abilities to feel free in his own home.
Getting to serve my country and make life better for everybody here, that's what I wanted to be a part of. And I always wanted to be, I've always been proud to say I'm a veteran.
This may be the final hour.
I am so emotionally invested into this. I grew up in Palm Springs, California. I joined the Air Force when I was 19. As soon as I got to my first base, I deployed straight to Iraq. That was my experiences overseas. The first tour led to my first diagnosis of PTSD, but I didn't know what that meant, really. After my second deployment, I had some real trauma. Came home, and I ended up breaking my femurs mountain biking. For the first time in my life, I was suicidal. Always thinking about like how I didn't get blown up in Iraq and how I still ended up with no legs and not being able to use my legs. All the internal trauma that was stored in my body. I feel like almost everything from Iraq was in my legs. And when I crashed, everything just got released into my body. My goal is to, get the knowledge I need to succeed, and it's been really amazing going through school with a higher goal beyond the degree. Like, I'm able to apply what I'm learning. I'm taking a fundraising strategies class right now. I've already been using what I'm learning, and it's already improving my fundraising abilities and getting sponsorships for this project. Obviously, it's really personal. I'm going to school for it, and I have the right support, coaches and mentors behind me to get it done now. So we're moving forward, and we're gonna build this house. You can take yourself out of the trauma, and you can own it and move forward with it and do some good with it.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Oh, wow. This is so beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I could go in my bedroom.
You can go in your bedroom.
Oh, wow.
We wanted these walls.
I think that's the one thing I've experienced and recognized the most in all my human services and nonprofit classes. Everybody there has their reason for being in human services, for serving others, for helping others, and just providing that community service. So I think we picked a good path.
Oh my goodness, it's just amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
When I got out of the military, there were a lot of things that I was just working through, mentally, emotionally, and I got into a lot of drugs. Spent all my money, all my life savings. I somehow figured out how to spend, it was about $130,000 on drugs. I declared bankruptcy because I was never going to be able to pay that back. It was very difficult for me to find somewhere to live. I was in a storage unit for about 4 months. Made it very challenging to eat and shower and stuff like that. I was jumping a fence to an apartment complex and used their public showers that they had outside. The humiliation, I guess, is probably the best word for it, of being kicked out when I'm just trying to shower and just trying to so that I can keep my job and so that I can feel like a human. That's hurtful. Just hurts your pride. You start to feel more like kind of an animal almost. It's kind of unbelievable how much just having somewhere safe to sleep makes the world of difference. Not having a comfortable bed and having somewhere that's clean. Just those little things were really great. First time I went to the store with Andrew and he's like, "What do you want to eat?" And I was like, I don't know. This is too much to take in right now.
This is a day we've been looking forward to since I met you, and we're here to get all your stuff and move it into your apartment.
Awesome.
We got all of Zach's stuff in here. We got him some new furniture, all donated today. new bedroom set, bed, mattress topper, new dresser, some art, just all kinds of stuff. How you feeling?
This design is unbelievable. Like, I have no words for this. It's like, it doesn't even feel like my place. This is crazy.
This is your home, man. Everything's yours.
Like, what?
This is exciting.
Like, where is it? What is this?
So not only do we have all the furniture, we got tons of household items. I mean, rugs, sheets, pots and pans.
It's so cool. This is crazy.
Oh, we love you, man.
Dude, thank you so much. Love you guys too. Thank you so much.
And that's why we do it, folks.
Being able to feel normal again, and like a normal person, I think that has been the most impactful thing for me. I've started to build back the relationships that I have with my family. I wouldn't have had the confidence to go talk to my boss about getting promoted. It was because of like the confidence that I was building while I was in Houses for Warriors that I was able to have those conversations in a meaningful way. When you're homeless, there's a lot of times where you start to feel very disconnected from society. It had been a few years since I had anybody that I could lean on, really. Knowing that there's people that care is very comforting. Like, I'm a normal person again, and that's incredible. People that like donate in Houses for Warriors, I really hope that they understand like how impactful that is and like how much they're really doing. And I 100% could not have like done it without you. I'm infinitely grateful.
All right, what's up, everyone? Thank you for being here. This is a new home for our Warriors, a live telethon event. My name is Andrew Canales, and I'm here not just as a founder and CEO of Houses for Warriors, but as someone who has been in the trenches, not just overseas, but right here at home, battling the same issues so many of our veterans face. This isn't just another charity event, it's a mission. A call to action, and a moment for us to wake up, take ownership, and do something real for the people who gave everything for us. Let's start with something uncomfortable. Let's start with something uncomfortable but real, okay? 22 veterans take their lives every single day. That's not a made-up number. That's 22 heroes who felt like they had nowhere to turn, who ended up committing suicide. That statistic has been live since 2012. And that's why we're here today on 2/22 to raise awareness around the fact that this statistic is still very much real. The transition from military life to civilian life can be brutal, not for everyone, but for the ones that have experienced trauma, for the ones that have experienced PTSD and traumatic brain injuries. Imagine going from a life or death situation, making a structured, mission-driven environment and a tight-knit brotherhood, going to isolation, bureaucracy, and a world that has no clue what to do with you. It's no wonder that so many veterans are struggling with PTSD, addiction, depression, and homelessness. I know because I've lived it. I've seen good men lose themselves. I know the only way forward is real change. And that's why we're here today. Right now, we're raising $500,000 to purchase a bigger warrior house, a place where we can double the number of veterans that we serve, give them more than just a place to sleep. We're giving them a shot at a new future. Before we begin, I want to share a little bit about my story. I am a veteran. I served in the Air Force for 2 combat tours in Iraq. And on my first tour, I was working at the prison in Camp Bucca. I was a prison guard. And when I was there, we were constantly getting hit with rockets and mortars. And I ended up surviving a rocket attack that killed 10 people and injured over 70. It was a very traumatic day for me, and it caused a lot of issues within the rest of my career and post-service. I ended up homeless for over 2 years, battling addiction, drugs, alcohol, you name it. I was self-medicating in every way possible. And when I finally got on my feet, um, it all started with making real change and taking full responsibility for my life and being responsible, holding myself accountable, and getting help for the things that were really tormenting me. So, before we begin into the telethon and the interviews, we're going to have a chance to talk to some of our donors, some of our coaches, and our facilitator, as well as some of the veterans that are coming through the program and that have been working on their lives in Houses for Warriors. But before we get into that, I just want to say that this isn't just a live stream. Okay, this is a conversation. I want to hear from you. If you're a veteran, or if you have a veteran in your life that has struggled after leaving the military, drop that story in the comments. What was their transition like? What was your transition like? What challenges did you or that person face with the VA and finding a job and mental health? Did you overcome it? Are you still struggling? If not, why not? We'll be reading some of these throughout the event because your voice matters and your story matters. The harsh truth about all of this is that there are still veterans struggling every day. That's why 22 commit suicide every day. So let's talk about something else that really inspired me to do what we do. Have you ever asked yourself, why is homelessness getting worse despite billions of dollars being spent to fix it? Think about that. In Denver alone, we spent $150 million between 2023 and 2024 just on homelessness, and the homeless crisis has risen 13%. The reality is that the system isn't designed to end homelessness. It's designed to manage it. Most programs focus on Band-Aid fixes, emergency shelters, hotel vouchers, food assistance. They don't address the root problem, the lack of purpose, the lack of skills, the lack of mission, and ultimately a mental health crisis in America. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cut through the noise and get to the heart of the crisis that's been mishandled for far too long. Homelessness in America. This isn't just a social issue, it's a glaring example of systemic failure, bureaucratic inertia, and frankly, a misallocation of resources that should outrage every taxpayer and compassionate citizen alike. This isn't just for veterans, this is a crisis across the whole country and for every demographic. If we just focus on dollars and cents, the federal government has been pouring money into homeless assistance programs for years. In fiscal year 2025, Department of Veteran Affairs allocated approximately $3.2 billion specifically for homeless programs. That's coming from the va.gov website. Meanwhile, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, earmarked $4.7 billion for homeless assistance grants. Zooming in on Denver, as I mentioned, the situation is equally perplexing. As I said, Denver alone spent over $150 million between 2023 and 2024. And what do we have to show for it? We have some old motels the city plans on remodeling for tent cities, more addiction than we've ever seen, fentanyl crisis in America, and a system that just throws money at a problem without actually solving it. The city is projected to spend about $57.5 million annually on homeless initiatives here in Denver, equating to roughly $28,750 per person. And frankly, that is just helping them get off the street. It's not solving the root causes of what caused them to be homeless. It's not fixing the issues on a foundational level. And the sad part is a lot of these funds have been allocated towards the illegal immigration problem, which I don't have an opinion on. But I do, however, have an issue when we have people that aren't even from this country getting more help than the veterans that actually served this country, fought for this country, and had their whole lives changed to protect this nation. And the veterans are just being pushed aside. So, and that's from 9news.com. Those numbers, that 28,750 per person, the 57 million annually, all that was reported by a local news channel. So despite these substantial investments, the number of individuals experiencing homelessness just continues to rise all across the country. There's a revolving door of temporary solutions. So, let's think about it. Where would the disconnect be? The harsh reality of this situation is that much of the funding perpetuates a cycle of temporary relief without addressing root causes. Many VA transitional housing programs, for instance, receive a grant per diem, and they're getting $75 per day per veteran just to house them. So where's the incentive to actually help them, and so that they don't become homeless if they're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month just to house them? There's no incentive to solve this problem. And the entire management of this homeless crisis has become, frankly, an industry, the homeless industry. And that's what Houses for Warriors is combating. You know, However, these programs often lack stringent requirements of sobriety, uh, participation in personal development initiatives. The leniency can lead to environments where destructive behaviors persist, undermining the very purpose of rehabilitation. The fact is we've taken a different approach at Houses for Warriors. We mandate sobriety, active participation in our workshops, regular mentor interactions, personal responsibility for maintaining living spaces. Our goal isn't just to provide a bed, but to foster genuine transformation. Unfortunately, this commitment to real change has led to a lack of support from traditional funding sources, as our methods don't really align with the ineffective paradigms of what is out there. The VA, for instance. As much as I love the VA, I know they do a great job for a lot of people. I know I've heard a lot of stories that say different. And a lot of the veterans that come to us are simply veterans that the VA couldn't help. And the big problem here is that when we started this program, we wanted to work with the VA. We wanted to work with the local community, Volunteers of America, and ultimately we were denied support. We were denied any type of financial support from all these organizations because we require them to be sober. We require the people we help to be sober in the home. We have house rules. We have a curriculum, workshops. We require 1 weekend a month where they're working on themselves and doing personal growth workshops. And you'll hear more about that later in the stream. But at Houses for Warriors, like I said, we've taken a different approach. And the uncomfortable truth is that there's a perverse incentive structure at play. Programs that maintain the status quo, offering temporary shelter without demanding any personal growth, it continues to receive the funding. And in contrast, organizations like ours, which challenge individuals to reclaim their lives fully, we struggle for support. This system rewards maintenance over progress and effectively keeping individuals in a state of dependency. So a call to action. The government, bogged down by bureaucracy, misaligned incentives, it's not going to solve this crisis for us. It's up to us as a community to demand accountability and support initiatives that prioritize lasting change over temporary fixes. We must advocate for the policies that emphasize personal responsibility, mental health support, and skills development. Our mission at Houses for Warriors is ambitious yet straightforward: to eradicate homelessness amongst veterans within the next decade. In order to achieve this, we need your support, not just in dollars, but in advocacy, volunteerism, and a collective refusal to accept an ineffective system that is currently in place. So let's shift the narrative from one of a perpetual victimhood to one of empowerment, responsibility, and really just change. Together, I feel like we can dismantle this flawed homeless industry and build a future where every veteran has an opportunity to thrive. So Houses for Warriors, we provide real, stable housing not just a cot, not just a bed, not just a place to stay. You know, we give our veterans mentorship, personal development, job training, and because without a mission, without a purpose, nothing else matters. We build a tribe, a brotherhood, a system of accountability that ensures that they never slip through the cracks again. And the results, our veterans are in our program don't just get off the streets, they stay off the streets. And that's the model that needs to be replicated, not just for veterans, but for every homeless person looking for a real way out. Today, as I mentioned, we're raising money to not just buy a house, but to offer a reset button for a veteran's life. The stability that they'll have, the framework for success, the training and purpose, all of that really matters in actually dealing with this problem. It's not just something that we can easily fix. You know, we have to empower our warriors and our veterans to be able to fix themselves. And that's the difference in Houses for Warriors. So I want to take a brief moment. We're going to get our first interview going with a major donor and a dear friend of mine, Dave Schrock. He's a veteran, and we'll be right back.
I can only see red. If we gonna survive, better find a new way. Evil gonna break down. We about to build up, calling on a new sound. Strength in one. All above the sky, I can only see red. If we gonna survive, better find a new way. Evil gonna break down. We about to build up, calling on a new sound. Strength in one.
All right, we are back with Dave Schrock here. Please, Dave, thank you so much for being here. First off, you've been a big support to this organization. I wanted to get you on here just to hear about why. So first off, tell me about your military experience. What was your job? When did you serve?
Sure. United States Marine Corps, 1969 to 1972. I was a FROC, field radio operator, assigned to 2nd Anglico Force Troops out of Camp Lejeune. We were stationed at a little tiny place about 20 miles from the main base, Courthouse Bay, I think it was called. We were an airborne outfit, so I was also a paratrooper. Got to jump out of airplanes and helicopters about 10 times. That's kind of
awesome.
cool. Plus, it'd get me $55 extra a month, which was a lot of money.
Hazard pay,
Yeah.
extra $50 a month.
Yeah. So we did a deployment to the Mediterranean. It was part of a NATO exercise, and also some issue going on in Lebanon. Don't recall what that was. After that, I was an MP for about 9 months in Tucson River Naval Air Station in southern Maryland.
Awesome. You know, I was an MP in the Air
Yes,
Force.
I did know
that
that.
was my job. That's awesome. So tell me, why was this important for you to get involved? You volunteer at every event. You were one of our biggest fans. You and your wife, your amazing wife Lisa, are such an amazing support system for us. Tell us why do you do it?
I could probably say it just in one word, need. There's a huge need for it. Back up a little bit. My partner and I sold our business, and I wasn't ready to fully retire. Was looking for something to do. My wife and I spent some time looking at different charities, and I kept going back to veterans. I looked at a lot of the national organizations, and when I dug into it and saw how much money actually went to the veterans and not to the administrative side of the program, I was pretty discouraged. And so we just kept looking. And then one day I'm walking by the TV and glanced, and there you were on TV. I think it was Channel 7. You were doing an interview. I caught the name of the organization, Houses for Warriors. So I looked it up on the computer, found the phone number, and called this lovely lady. And she was in California. I found out
Was that my
later
mom?
it was your mother.
Yeah.
And set up an appointment, and we met you at the house. Your passion came through loud and clear, and so that's how I got involved. Again, Andrew, the need is huge. As my experience when I got out of the service with veterans organizations, the VA, wasn't the most positive. I just felt like something else needed to be done, and what you guys are doing is impressive. So,
what stood out most about our mission specifically? Because there's other homeless programs out there for vets. There's Mount Carmel. There's the VA housing programs. There's HUD-VASH and Volunteers of America, Rocky Mountain Human Services. Why Houses for Warriors? What stood out to you that was different?
well, the first thing I saw on your website was a hand up and not a handout, which is important to me because veterans need more than just a bed. They need program and support. So that was a big part of it. And then as I got to know you and the other folks on your team, the passion came through. Well, that would be the biggest reason.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's you know, that's always been our motto: a hand up, not a handout, because there's so many veterans out there getting a hand up. I mean, people, not even just veterans, just a lot of the people. The government has created a nice funnel of dependency for a lot of people, and you know, what we do is quite different than any other program. So I appreciate you mentioning that. As someone who made a significant impact, what would you say to others that are considering supporting our program even right now?
I guess the reward, it's extremely rewarding to watch the folks that go through your program, that have gone through it and are going through it, to watch them grow, help them transition to the civilian life. So you're making a big difference, and I want to see it grow.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If you could personally speak to a veteran who will benefit from this Warrior House, what would you say to them?
Hope. This program provides hope. And a lot of times I can't totally relate, but these folks we're at a place where they just don't feel the hope. And you're offering more than just a bed. You're offering a program that helps them with that transition to civilian life. So,
how long have we known each other now? A little over 3 years, I think.
I think it's over 3, yes.
How many vets would you say have you met and seen go through this program, and what's your experience been, like a before and after, so to speak?
Probably close to a dozen. Been involved with the, we did the Christmas decorations, and there was the move, helping the guys. Let's see, we did the what was that thing we set up in the backyard?
Oh, the storage shed thing and the pergola.
Pergola, yes. So
yeah,
a lot
that's
of
right. You were part of the big Home Depot makeover. For
yeah,
the
and it
house.
was fun to work side by side, and rode a couple with a couple of them in the truck as we were doing stuff. So
took
and
them to a baseball game.
Oh, that's right. We had that big game. That was
Yeah,
fun.
this man bought us bought our veterans a booth, or what do they call that? An executive suite at the baseball stadium, and took all the veterans and some of the volunteers, and we all got to go see that baseball game.
That was fun.
That kind of stuff really impacts them. I hope you know, and I know you know and see that, to socialize them, but then also elevate their expectations or elevate what they think is possible in their lives, and they see somebody successful like you contributing and supporting them in so many ways. We can't thank you enough.
It's extremely rewarding, and Lisa and I are proud to do it. So,
well, we love you. We love Lisa. We appreciate you, and yeah, thank you for your time and sharing your story.
You bet. I would just add one thing.
Please, yeah, anything.
To everyone out there listening, to please spread the word. Share the information about the event with friends, family, and coworkers, etc. So,
all right,
Andrew, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate you. All right, we're gonna take a little break, and we'll be right back. Good job, Dave.
When I got out of the military, I was very isolated. Did not want help from anybody. I didn't think I needed help from anybody. And it actually led me to being homeless myself for 2.5 years. And during that time, I was heavily involved in drugs and alcohol, and just really no desire to heal any of that trauma. And it wasn't until 2015 I broke both of my femurs mountain biking. And that actually happened because I was in a really, really bad place mentally. I was borderline suicidal, did not care what happened to me or my life. And through that injury, I kind of was forced to go through the VA system, getting benefits, get health care, have my surgeries. I spent 2 years learning how to walk. I battled with addiction to the pharmaceutical drugs they gave me, the oxycodone, the morphine, the Dilaudid. I mean, they had me on some heavy narcotics. The challenges got worse and worse and harder. And eventually I decided enough was enough, that I had to heal and that I had a serious issue, that I needed to get better. You know, for my family's sake, for my mother's sake, I decided to start therapy. And in 2017, I got a service dog through a nonprofit in Florida, and the dog saved my life. She completely changed my life. And from there, I wanted to be a good dog dad. I wanted to be a better person. I wanted to have real relationships again.
She's so sweet. She's probably the sweetest dog you would ever meet. Everybody loves her.
With that dog and a lot of dedication, I was able to really turn my life around. And when I started taking responsibility and accountability for myself and realizing that I'm the source of everything that's going on in my life, good and bad, that I was able to really come out of it. And within a year of having my dog, I started this program. As I grow, the organization's been growing. So It's been an uphill battle for a long time, but I feel like we're finally gaining some momentum in my life and in the program.
All right, we are back, and we're here with our main Warrior Resiliency Training Facilitator, Darren Wollison.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. It's good to have you here. So, Darren, you've been working with Houses for Warriors now, and forgive me, Darren is actually with Beyond Being Human Coaching.
Yeah, it's a name I have for a business.
Yeah, and this partnership with you has been tremendous for the impact that we're showing with the veterans going through a program. So I wanted to have you on here so we can introduce you as a member of this team and this program, but also just to get a little bit about what you're doing. So tell me about the WRT program and how it helps veterans beyond just providing housing.
Okay, Andrew. Yeah, that's where I come in this piece of the pie and this transition for Warriors. Part of that is going to be, I guess I'm talking to you or the camera. This is new for me.
This is a conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the part I play in this is I facilitate the personal growth portion of the Warrior journey through the Houses for Warriors program, and that's a 90-day program that is focused on the warriors themselves and building themselves up. That's something that's pretty important to recognize here is we are here to empower the veterans, and it's really them that's making the difference in their lives. And we provide the support and know-how, and actually, like the team of coaches I have working with me, that we've all done similar personal growth programs in our lives, and so that basically makes us qualified to guide them through personal growth. And as well, I've been doing this for facilitating and coaching for about almost 10 years, since 2016. So
that's how we
met.
A while,
yeah.
You're my coach
exactly.
in the same 90-day program. Similar, not the same program, but definitely along the same lines. Can you describe some of the things that these guys are going through? And our viewers already understand that our veterans are required to do 1 weekend a month. What happens during these weekend workshops?
So the weekend workshops are quite intensive. It is a full weekend. They start in the morning and we're done when the sun goes down. And it's an opportunity for them to take a real look at themselves and their lives and what they want to make of it. And we don't focus a whole lot on what was. We focus on what can be. And these guys, boy, they're really opening up to the possibilities. We're, being in the midst of our first iteration of WRT, we're about 2/3 of the way through it now. So
awesome.
I'm seeing some cool stuff.
What kind of transformations have you seen in the veterans that complete the program? And just speaking to everyone who's gone through a 90-day program like this, what are the typical transformations these guys have?
So one thing about this program is it is basically we're putting a microcosm on life in general. We're taking a really deep dive focus for 90 days, about 12 weeks. And when we tell me the question again, I got lost.
It's the people that go through this.
Yeah, the transformations they're seeing. Okay,
what's the transformative process?
So the specifically in these guys, what I've noticed, and I'd like to speak more to the veterans on this because that's what who we're helping today. And it does work for anyone. It's really a focus on personal responsibility and that kind of thing. So what I've seen in these guys is a lot of that, actually, them taking responsibility for their actions and their feelings and learning how to manage those things in a productive way. One of our warriors, I won't say any names, I'll let those guys speak for themselves. However, just one thing that stands out to me is all these guys have talked about they're learning to respond in a different way to challenging situations they may have blown up in the past, or went to anger or violence, they're finding a better way and they're getting good results from it. And that's, to me, like one of the coolest things I've been seeing.
100%. I'm glad you brought that up, because even in my life, when I was going through this program, I was still very reactive. I remember one of the facilitators that we were working with in an advanced course told me that I was fragile. And he's like, "You've become a fragile man." And that really stood out for me, because I realized in that moment, I was aware of it. Like, oh, I have become fragile. Little things can set me off. And before, that wasn't the case, especially during the military. You're very disciplined, you're very focused, and you're not allowed to react. If you react, you're getting in trouble. And so getting out of the military, I think that discipline can kind of easily fade, and you can get overreactive with, what they call triggered. And so I think it's a beautiful part of this program that they're able to transform out of that and experience different results for their life, because with different action comes different results. So
And one thing on that,
Yeah.
real quick, that's another thing that they're developing a different relationship with that, with discipline, more from a place of self-discipline and where can I use discipline for my greater good in life, rather than having it be a burden on oneself or an obstacle or something holding me down.
I feel like nothing can destroy your self-confidence more than not being able to keep your word to yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
only because then you're not trustworthy. You know that you're not going to follow through, and that just destroys self-confidence. And what I see is that when these guys take responsibility and they start showing up for themselves, their confidence goes way up too. So,
Yep.
tell me, if you could say one thing to a veteran that's struggling right now, that anybody who would be a good fit for WRT, mind you, and I'll tell our viewers this too. WRT is not just for the veterans in our housing program. It's for all veterans, first responders, nonprofit leaders, and family members as well. We're really expanding WRT to be an all-inclusive community action program. And like as to what Darren said, this doesn't just work for veterans struggling with homelessness. This works for anybody that's willing to take themselves on, be a better, who wants to be a better person and who wants to challenge themselves to achieve bigger goals in their lives. So
Yeah, that's a good point, and that's basically what I would say to somebody is that this isn't a program really for broken people. Now, we have some veterans that have some struggles in their life. We don't consider people broken. This isn't for fixing a person. This is for bettering oneself, and it's a choice these guys make, and we're definitely very forthcoming with that. Like every single thing they do, they have an opportunity to choose into it. So this is us supporting them in their journey, and that's what I would tell a veteran is like, you don't know what you can get done with the right amount of support behind you, and that's what we're putting together as a community of support that can continue to support these guys and the people that are peripheral to it. So, family members, and like you said, even our first responder community. We want to help this community, especially because of the trauma they've experienced. And I want to reiterate, that doesn't make them broken people.
No, absolutely not. And really, the idea of expanding this beyond the veterans in our program is because it's for the purposes of serving anybody who serves the public.
Yeah.
Veterans, first responders, that's nurses, firefighters, police officers, nonprofit leaders, community service leaders, like anybody who is out there serving for the greater good can benefit from this program.
Even other veterans organizations. We'd love to involve other veteran organizations in this as well.
Absolutely. Cool. Do you have anything final thoughts or some ahas about the program that you want to share, or something that maybe would really inspire someone to support us?
We have a lot of opportunities in life to support people and give to people. And I can say for me that I have not ever been a part of a group of people that is making a big difference as Houses for Warriors is. And the reason I think you should support this one in particular, because there's a lot of ways to support veterans as well, is we are taking an approach that is unprecedented, and it's a challenging approach that takes more time and more resources. So that's why we want your help and would love for you to help us out.
Awesome. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for your
You too,
time and
Andrew.
sharing your story. And we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back with our next interview. So thank you.
One of my earlier applicants was a veteran who owned a home, and he was in dire need of special adaptive upgrades.
9/11, I joined the Army, and I was wounded in Afghanistan back in 2005 when I was shot a total of 4 times, and one of the bullets paralyzed me.
We gave this veteran a $60,000 grant towards his renovation.
5.5 months to have the house under construction, and then another 2 months of back work. It'll be so worth it to have everything done. And the reason it took so long is because we're doing big major projects. Bathrooms are major projects, kitchens are major projects. We're doing both of those in addition to redoing all of the floors because they were carpet, and carpet with a wheelchair is a nightmare. So putting in hardwood everywhere, and also putting in the elevator. So with all of the projects combined, they're not small projects, little tiny projects that you can do in a weekend kind of thing. It's full rooms, big rooms, lots of things involved, and we've been super, super happy with the outcome.
When we gave his home back was absolutely life-changing.
So this house gave us the opportunity to really make it a house for our entire family. It wasn't just about Tyler and his injuries. It wasn't just about the boys and I. It was about all 4 of us together and making the home our home. And that has been priceless to see come to life.
Oh, gotcha. Right on.
Before Houses for Warriors, I was a small business owner. I owned a custom restaurant supply company. And during COVID, I lost it in about 2 months because restaurants weren't open. They just weren't spending money.
Play hard, work hard, play hard. I just, actually that was my first party in like 4 years that I went to.
Oh,
so it was much needed. It was a great reset. I came back yesterday just super pumped, ready to move you in.
Wardrobe built for you. Thank you. You're welcome. So I was kind of living off credit cards, what I had saved, and I was subleasing the apartment downtown, and the lease was running out, and just nobody was renting to anybody, no new tenants. So that's when I reached out to the VA. VA really couldn't help much unless I was 55 and older and on disability. So they referred me to the Bill Daniels Veteran Service Center, which pretty much said the same thing, 55 and older, disabled. And about 2 weeks after I spoke with someone from there, they referred me to Houses for Warriors. So after speaking with Andrew, the founder and president, he had me come look at the house. It was a nice house, 5-bedroom, 2-bath, home gym, theater room, family neighborhood, but it had 2 other vets living in the house at the time. And at the time, I really didn't want roommates, especially roommates I didn't know. But after talking with Andrew, I could actually see the excitement and the passion in his eyes for what he wanted Houses for Warriors to become. So I just put my trust in him, and that was a little over 2 years ago, and we're still friends to this day.
Oh, there you are.
All right. Welcome, coaches. How are you?
Outstanding. Yeah.
Thank you for being here and being on this coach panel with me. We're just going to have a quick conversation about your role in our veterans' lives and the role that you play in their transformation. And just to show our viewers, what do you guys do for Houses for Warriors? Emily, you want to start?
I would love to. So my role is I get to work one-on-one with the veteran with the Houses for Warriors program, and it has just been really an incredible opportunity, an incredible experience for me. I did not appreciate how difficult some of these challenges are that some of these veterans deal with. I mean, it is like just getting appointments and just getting there's so many barriers, and I can imagine that if I was down on my luck, how hard that would be. So my role is I just get to support my veteran. He is moving and shaking. He is so fun to coach simply because it feels like my role with him is just to encourage him. And that feels really silly because, I feel like there's so much more to offer, yet with him, he is so driven and so smart and know what he wants. And just the world is tough outside. And so for him to just have someone that sees the good in things, I love this role with him. So that's kind of what I've been, doing with him. And I know that the other coaches also have other experiences too, but for me, that's been kind of a really fun, cool thing is I just get to support him. So that's been my experience.
Awesome. Thank you. Sean?
You know what I appreciate so much about this program is everybody's a mirror for everybody else, and these guys coming off the street, coming from back from war, seeing some pretty harsh and amazing things. Being a civilian, I get to meet them where they're at. That's my job, is just to be a kind of a canvas that really allows for the type of support that meets them where they're at. For some guys, it's just a matter of wanting to be heard. For other guys, it's actually showing them that it's okay to ask for support. And really, that's one of the things I really admire about this program, is it's meeting them where they're at, and it's allowing them to hold up a mirror in front of them that says, how else and who else can I be for myself? Because these guys have been selfless for so long. They've given so much. And the one thing that's been really clear is that coming back into civilian life, there's a structure to that that's a lot looser than the structure they may have come from during their service. And I think what we do here, and what I'm really happy to be a part of, is we get to show them what a structure can look like when they are calling their own shots. And so that's pretty exciting.
That's beautiful. No, thank you so much for sharing that. And God, you articulate so well. You're so clear. We're really grateful to have you as a coach, Sean, and so is our veteran that you're coaching. Peter, you and I go back a ways now, a few years now.
Right?
You were there at my very first Explorer class and helped me through my 90 days. So having you on our coach panel too is a big deal for me. Tell me, what has this done for you? What has this been like for you?
So this is, being a coach and a professional coach, and then coaching on several 90-day teams. This has been one of the most challenging and fulfilling teams there is. And, I don't know if I've ever had the opportunity to look at myself and how do I operate and see the mirror in these guys. It's very interesting to be able to see how responsibility and integrity and what keeping your word actually means, and how many times, as me, how many times do I make an agreement and then don't follow through, and that other person is hanging out there? And to be able to see that and take that internally and go, okay, this made a huge difference for me. I know it made a huge difference for you, and do what you say you're going to do. So in that process, like watching these guys, meeting them where they're at and knowing that meeting you where you were at 3 years ago and seeing how fast transformation can happen, it excites me. It excites me to know that 5 years from now, they're going to look back at this moment in time and not even recognize who they are. And it's making a huge difference. To be able to see one of my guys, fall flat on his face, to the point where all of his integrity and all of his commitments were shown up all in one day. And to have that conversation with him for a couple hours on a Friday night, I will always cherish and remember that memory. And it was, how do I meet this person with the unconditional love that I would want to meet? And he's had an opportunity to make some different choices, and to see from that moment, to see the choices that he is making and making a difference in his world and then the world around him, and seeing that he's carrying on relationships with his family at a deeper level. It's just truly amazing. It's one of those that when you first described your vision 3 years ago, I was like, that's far-fetched, man. That's big. And I didn't want to discourage you. It's like, go get it. And to see it coming full circle, and knowing that it's even bigger than what you had envisioned 3 years ago is exciting too.
Yeah, thank you for that. And this is the second telethon that you've been a part of for Houses for Warriors specifically, because the first one we did was when I was on Team One with the other company.
Yep.
And so I remember when I set that goal, $60,000 in 2 hours with 20 people, and we nailed it, and everybody was so shocked, like, wow, how did you guys do that? And it's because I'm a visionary. I've always had a vision for this program, and it's always been bigger. The vision's always been bigger than where we're at, and it always does that. Always grows. So speaking of growth and accomplishments, and tell me, what is Emily, I'm going to speak to you on this one. Tell me, what's the biggest transformative experience that you've witnessed one of our veterans having? Just in your short time with us, it's been about 10, 12 weeks now.
Yeah. Wow, that's a great question. To see these men work together kind of as a team. Before at the beginning of this program, it was like kind of every man for themselves kind of thing. Like we're all just in our own lane, taking care of what we need to take care of, kind of survival. And not really, because like they're very supported in this beautiful home that you have, except what a transition from the streets to like, wow, now I can trust where I'm living. Now I like feel safe. So I think the biggest like theme that I've seen over and over again, and these gentlemen have alluded to it, is seeing the men asking for the support that they need. Literally saying like, I need a ride, or I need this. Could you help me with this? I know personally in my life, sometimes I have to remind myself, like, people want to help me. If I just ask for help, like they want to help me.
Every veteran
right?
listen to this right now. Every veteran that's watching, you can ask for help. You can ask for support. It's something about veterans that just want to do it all on their own.
And it's a strength to ask for help. It's a strength to like invite someone in and let them help you, and not in like a shame kind of way, like in an empowering kind of way. And so to see specifically the veteran I'm working with be able to like kind of understand like, oh wow, like I can just ask for this and then maybe I'll get it, instead of like hitting your head against the wall and figuring out like making it harder than it needs to be. And so that's been like a really beautiful reminder for me, because I'll continue to learn that lesson, I'm sure. However, that's been a huge theme that it's just been really beautiful in this team.
Would you say tell me about the relationship you've built with your warrior? Are you guys close?
He's awesome. Yeah. So I get to talk to him 3 times a week, and he is just like very on it. He is a go-getter. He's starting, like, he's seeing the world much bigger than I think he did back when he was living on the streets in Parker, Colorado, which is where I grew up. So I feel kind of connected to him in that way also.
Neighbors.
Yep. And he sees the world a little bit differently than I am. And like, he's a engineer, like attention to detail, not my strength. And it's just been really fun, like seeing the world through his eyes and hearing him solve problems like in ways that I wouldn't approach them. I've learned so much from him, and I really admire specifically. He's got some children, and just like how he thinks of them and how he speaks about them is so beautiful. And it's just been like such an honor to even be a part of his story. And I love it. I love interacting with him, and I see a huge life ahead of him. And I'm just so proud to like just be on the sidelines cheering for him, and also, like supporting him however I can. I absolutely love it. It's so fun.
Well, I tell you, his ability to succeed has gone up with your support and your clear, unconditional love towards one of our guys. Like, we're really grateful to have you.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
And the other thing I'm going to mention is,
Please.
holy moly, he looks so much like healthier
Oh,
now.
God.
Oh my gosh. He's
Yeah.
like a stud. Like, I did not know that he had that in him, and wowee. So that's
watching
very fun.
watching the physical change, especially me and Stacy being able to witness it from the outside, from the time he gets to us and then the time he's going through the WRT program, and what a drastic physical change there is with his skin and his eyes and his I mean, just everything. It's
clear and he's
amazing to witness. It's very cool. Sean, what about you? What would you say is a transformative experience that really stands out for the veteran that you're working with?
As a coach, just to be able to allow the transformation to allow myself to be in a transformative space. These guys give back to us in ways that is really almost without words. There I am without words.
Mm-hmm.
And just as an example, my player, we call him players. He's playing this 90-day game.
Mm-hmm.
He had a moment with one of his kids, and one of his kids was having an absolute meltdown. And normally that would have added some tension to his world as his kid was having a meltdown. And what he did in that moment and how he shared this emotional experience with his teammates is he had just had this epiphany, and he said, you know what, how would I want to be loved in this moment?
Mm-hmm.
And so he just said, well, gosh, I would want to get down and I'd want to hug this out. And so he got down I'm gonna tear up telling his story. He got down to eye level with his little boy, and he said, you want to hug it out? And they just exchanged this moment, and in his ability to recognize that the love that he wanted to give his own son was the very love that he wanted for himself.
Mm.
I think what he was able to show me for sure, and I imagine the rest of his team and even the coaches, is that in that space of wanting to be supportive, the mirror inside of us just says, how do I want to be loved? And let me offer that to the other person in that moment, in that space.
And the fact that he shared that,
He didn't just share it. I mean, he connected with everybody in that moment.
Mm.
And I will always remember that. I will always remember that. And just too being, I think what he showed us here, showed me, and I imagine everybody else in that moment too, is that in giving, we allow ourselves to receive a little bit. And I'm not sure that acknowledgement was kicking in. And yet when he was down there with this boy and helping him come off this meltdown of a moment, what our player allowed himself to receive in that moment was the very love that he would have wanted in that space too.
Mm.
His own child was able to give him back the nurturing that he so wanted. And it was just a beautiful moment. And men can talk about their emotions. They absolutely can, and these guys floor me with their capacity to share emotionally.
I'll tell you, it has everything to do with the support around them, because before you guys got into their lives, that wasn't a reality for them, and for a lot of the guys that we have in our program. Sharing, being an emotional, being vulnerable, those are not things that are those are not boxes that are typically checked on the application. So it's through your love and support as coaches that have helped bring that out of them, and just want everybody to know that. So thank you, and we're really blessed and grateful to have you as part of this program and part of their lives. So thank you for sharing that. What do you got for me, Pete?
A little bit of a shift. So one of the other gentleman that I'm coaching is I like to refer to him as a manifester. He's very similar to a lot of guys that I know, where once their intention gets clear, it just happens. And then he's like, I don't know how this happened. You know, there's been moments where I've talked about that. So you were homeless, now you're in a home, now you've got a vehicle, now you're planning on moving out, and your funding's in place, and you did that in 90 days, or like it's fast. To see somebody go from coming into your place and then moving on and like launching, like the emotional cycle of that has got to be exciting. Just to see somebody that's down on their luck and just needs that hand up. So he's truly a man that deserved a hand up, and it's amazing to be a part of it.
Again, just like I said with these two, having you here and you bringing that and helping support him through that makes the difference. And that's what I wanted to bring you guys on for, is to show the people watching that this is a community. This is a very tight, close community of people who are surrounding. We have more coaches and more staff and more volunteers than we have players, and that's how for now. And so overwhelming people with support and guidance, and that you guys are working one-on-one with veterans in the program now. It's one thing to show it on our website that we have mentors and a mentorship program, but it's another thing to meet the coaches that are in the trenches with our vets, making it happen. And so with that said, if you could say one thing to a veteran struggling right now that is curious about joining WRT, and again, veteran, first responder, nonprofit leaders, anybody that we're opening WRT to, what would you say?
Well, I hope you get the opportunity to interview my veteran later, because I know exactly what he would say, and I would agree. He says this almost every call. He says, being in the Houses for Warriors program is like winning the lottery. And that's like a word for word, because he like, what an incredible home, what an incredible support system. Like, this is WRT is a rigorous program, and look at the benefits. Like, look at what these men are creating in their lives simply by obviously living in this safe, beautiful home, also being challenged to level up. There's a lot of homes, there's a lot of transitional housing out there that does not, doesn't even scratch the surface of this. So if there's someone out there that's considering, like, you would win the lottery is what would happen, is if you were able to get into a Houses for Warriors. This is why we're wanting to raise more money, making more opportunity for more people to get through this kind of program, because it is life-changing. Just seeing my veteran literally change his life has been so freaking cool. I'm not going to cuss. I want to. It's been very cool and really like humbling for me. So it's like winning the lottery, I guess is what I would say.
Sean, what would you, thank you, Emily. Sean, what would you say to a donor or somebody who's interested in supporting this program, Houses for Warriors?
To a donor, I would say just look inside your heart. Look inside your heart. Every single one of us has been face down on our own path at some point in our life. be it the end of a relationship, be it the loss of a loved one, be it losing a job. We've all been face down on the path, and some of us haven't always had the support in place at the time we found ourselves face down on the path, and some of that could be not knowing how to ask for help. It could be something as simple as that. And so I would just ask donors and folks that are considering donating, imagine what if your contribution made a difference so big that it's bigger than you can even imagine. There's somebody out on the street that could be the next Steve Jobs. There's somebody out on the street that could be the next, AI innovator that brings us the next vaccine or the next cure to a disease.
Mhm.
And it's your donation that touches that soul and gets them standing upright on their path and moving in the direction that their soul is calling.
It's beautiful. I never even looked at it like that, because and we have some really special veterans. We've had a couple guys. We have one guy who went viral, and he kind of became Instagram famous. And we've had we have an engineer right now who's going through the program who can invent things. And so I that's a really good way to look at it. What could that person do and contribute to society? Because ultimately that's what we're doing. We're giving them an opportunity to get their lives back on track and become contributing members of society again. And that's, beautifully put. Peter, tell me anything else that you want to share. Speak to whoever you want. The floor is yours.
The part that I'm thinking right now is there's a beautiful program for coming off the street, moving in, yet WRT Team 2 could be people that have never experienced homeless, that are a veteran. They could come in and double down on their life and create something big to give back to the community. What I've learned from being around the warriors and the veterans is that their heart is to serve and to be able to serve their community at a greater level. And if you're sitting there at home wondering, well, I'm not homeless yet, I want to do something, get involved. I mean, one of the guys on the team right now, he's a product of being out there, and he's gone from homeless to owning several apartment buildings and has created a income generating machine that's amazing. So I would say, if you're curious about how can I contribute or how can I live my life to the fullest, get involved. WRT Team 2, between 20 and 25 people in the room makes a huge difference. The mastermind that's created from that. You'll also be around some of the people that are coming through the Houses for Warriors program, and to be able to offer them support on things that you did or things that might work, and be that sounding board. It's still part of a community. You've got a lot of common ground, and to be able to share your experiences and then grow yourself in that, I think that's if I would say it, if you don't do anything, that's a missed opportunity. Mm-hmm. So do something and get involved.
I couldn't say it better than myself. Getting involved, making this your mission. You guys have really taken this on, and you've made it your mission to support the guys in this program, and it really shows in their progress and the results that we're getting. So does anybody else have anything else they want to add or share? Final thoughts?
Just real quick,
Please.
Andrew, this is thank you for the opportunity for being able to share the story and being able to share about our players. This has been a really incredible program in my life. I know all of us took part in a similar 90-day game.
Mm-hmm.
So like what Peter was saying, you don't have to be homeless to still receive the benefits from this kind of game. And every time I take part in this, in whatever role, it's always very impactful to my life. And there's something very special about doing this with you and doing this with the veteran, just flavor of it. It's been really, it's opened my eyes to, some struggles that people are having out there in ways that I can support. So I just wanted to say thank you for this opportunity. And gentlemen, thanks for letting me coach with you too.
Well, it's nice to have a female presence on this team for sure, and you add another perspective that none of us can have, and it's a level of love too that you show and give that has inspired me to love them unconditionally and meet them where they're at, and it's because of you guys interacting with them. Even I'll speak for me. I know Stacy has her own things happening, and to be able to, for us to be able to see the results and to leave for a week and come back and see another person sitting where the veteran was before. I'm like, who are you again? So it's magical, and like I said, we're all really blessed to have you guys on this team and doing what you guys are doing. So thank you. Stacy's saying, really, seriously.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with our next interview.
Transition out of military life for me was pretty scary because that's all I ever knew from the age of 18 to 40. I didn't know anything else. I didn't know what I was going to do. I've made some bad choices in life. I take responsibility for all of that. I can't blame it on lack of sleep or anybody else. My choices were my own. But some friends saw that I was in trouble, personal trouble, and they reached out to me. They reached out to Andrew Canales. Andrew, I met him the first time, and he showed me the house and everything, and I was amazed. I thought, okay, I'm going to go someplace. They're going to give me a place to stay, and then I don't know what I'm going to do there, but I'll do whatever it is I have to because that's what I need.
We are different from a shelter because the living environment is not chaotic. And if somebody has PTSD, they can't be around all of the other people there. They need a calm environment where they can feel safe.
The House is for Warriors. It's not just a place to live. It's an organization that has helped out in so many ways, whether it's appointments with the VA, just learning about all the different programs that help veterans that we're told there's so many programs when we get out of the military, but we don't know. It's up to us. I mean, it's not a handout, it's a handout.
We provide an urgent need in the community. I feel like what we're doing is different than other resources that are available out there. We're not just providing housing, we're providing housing with a purpose. And that purpose is for them to be independently living after they leave here.
What's up, everyone? So, work. We got all of Zach's stuff in here. We got him some new furniture, all donated today. One more time, how you feeling?
This is unbelievable. Like, this is crazy.
Oh, we love you, man.
Dude, thank you so much. Love you guys too. Thank you so much.
But let's get ready to watch Mattia slay this.
I started working here at Coors about 6 months ago, and it just happened by chance. I was at the VA for an appointment in the waiting room, met another Army veteran. We just started chatting. He said he's been working here at Coors for over 20 years, had nothing but good things to say about it. Told me you can stay 20 years as a career, make a good living, leave with a retirement. And then about a week later, I went on the website, applied, and about a month after that, got a phone call and was offered the position. I do like it here. I actually enjoy this type of work, and they pretty much train you on everything. So it was all new to me. Like even jumping on a forklift, I've never done in my life. So that was pretty fun and a little intense at first. I even have 4 veterans in my department, and we exchange information about resources or things they need, how to file for ratings. There's a lot of good people in my department. The future for me, Kevin Sharp, hopefully will be in 20 years I'm leaving here with a retirement. But during that time, just kind of set more goals for myself. I always strive to evolve and educate myself, be a better person. And I think going through the Houses for Warriors program and working here, I think will help me achieve that. If I had to say anything about the House for Warriors program, that would probably be it. It's just a group of people that want to help, want nothing in return, but just to see you succeed.
All right, we are back. First off, I just want to share again, this whole live stream is to support us in purchasing a new home for our veterans. If you are feeling called to donate, text Warrior House to 76278. Oh, hold on. Technical difficulties. I will be right back.
That was weird.
Timed out. All right.
Hi there, welcome back to Great Day, Colorado. I'm Denise Plant. You don't know this, but we dance during commercial break. That's what we were doing. This next group, has a very powerful mission. It's true. They help and guide and direct homeless, at-risk military veterans, as well as first responders into self-sufficient status while providing a safe, caring, and loving environment. And this weekend, they're raising money to help buy a new home. Today, we're joined by Andrew Cannells, the founder of Houses for Warrior, and Cameron Canfield. He's a U.S. Navy veteran. Welcome to Great Day, Colorado.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, first off, I want to say thank you to both of you for your service.
Thank you.
Yeah, for protecting our country. But Andrew, tell me a little bit about the Warriors Project.
Yeah, Houses for Warriors got started because there was a huge need for housing for homeless veterans. I was actually homeless at one point in my life, and I got this started because I went through a major transition, and I was able to get my life back in order, and we provide the tools and the resources and the guidance to help veterans do what I was able to do.
Well, it's difficult. I know you served in Iraq, you said.
Yeah.
2 times?
2 tours. Yeah.
2 tours in Iraq. And so you go do that, and then you come back to like normal everyday life.
Yeah.
And it's difficult. It's a transition that's so hard for so many.
It's really hard to grasp the reality of what's really going on overseas. And then to come home where everything's normal, nobody's changed, and everything about your life has changed. And a lot of our veterans that get out of the military, especially if they have PTSD or brain injuries or any major trauma, the support systems end up failing a lot of the time. Not every veteran has issues like this, but the ones that do really fall through the cracks in the system. And what we're doing is doing our best to get them out of that crack,
right.
Get them out of their holes that they're in, and show them what real support looks like.
And I'm so thankful that you started this foundation. And you're a participant in the program, right, Cameron?
Absolutely, I am.
And what made you want to reach out and get involved?
Well, I was definitely going through probably one of the hardest times in my life. I was very close to being homeless. I was drinking consistently, and the PTSD situations were flaring up to the biggest I've ever had them.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to be able to reciprocate all the opportunities that the organization has given to me, or could give to me, as far as therapy for my PTSD, and also substance abuse disorder clinics that help me with my drinking.
Well, and oftentimes that happens because you're self-medicating to get rid of the PTSD, right?
100%.
It's a blessing that you reached out to them and you're on the road to recovery and doing well today. Thank you for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
And tell me more about the event that's happening on February 22nd, and that's a special date, right?
That's a special date. Tomorrow is a big day because, we picked 222 because 22 veterans are committing suicide every single day.
And a lot of people have forgotten that statistic. It's been publicized since 2012. And so we picked 222 to raise awareness around the fact that 22 veterans are still committing suicide every day. And a good portion of them are experiencing homelessness. We're estimating between 30 and 50% of those suicides have or are at risk of being homeless. And so what we're doing is solving the foundational problems, the main root of what caused them to be homeless. And these guys go through an intense personal growth program. And so what we're doing tomorrow is we're doing a live telethon on our website, and we are raising money to purchase a new home. Right now we can only help 4 veterans at a time in our current home. We want to expand that, get an 8 to 10 bedroom house, get a house with a game room and a movie room. And we really want to improve the quality of life for the recipients of this program because they deserve it, and we can just help more people. And there's a need for it here in this community,
There
in Denver.
absolutely is, and that statistic is so sad and so scary. Thank you both for sharing your stories and for serving for our country. I mean, I get a little emotional to think about 22 veterans commit suicide a day. We got to change that.
Well, especially if we can do something about it.
Yes, absolutely.
can.
And tomorrow is the big day. If you'd like to learn more or to donate, please text Warrior House to 7627. Again, text Warrior House to 7627. You can also visit their website, housesforwarriors.org/donate, to support homeless disabled veteran housing program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I got out of the military, there were like a lot of things that I was just like working through, like mentally, emotionally, and got into a lot of drugs. Spent all my money, like all my life savings. I somehow figured out how to spend, it was about $130,000 on drugs. I declared bankruptcy because I was never going to be able to pay that back. It was very difficult for me to find somewhere to live. I was in a storage unit for about 4 months. Made it very challenging to eat and shower and stuff like that. I was jumping like a fence to an apartment complex and used their like public showers that they had outside. The humiliation, I guess, is probably the best word for it, of being like kicked out when I'm just trying to shower and like just trying to like, so that I can keep my job and like so that I can feel like a human. That's hurtful. Just like hurts your pride. You start to feel more like kind of an animal almost. It's kind of unbelievable how much just having somewhere safe to sleep makes the world of difference. Like not having a comfortable bed and having somewhere that's like clean. Just those little things were really great. First time I went to the store with Andrew and he's like, "What do you want to eat?" And I was like, I don't know. Like this is too much to take in right now.
This is a day we've been looking forward to since I met you, and we're here to get all your stuff and move it into your apartment.
Awesome.
We got all of Zach's stuff in here. We got him some new furniture, all donated today. New bedroom set, bed, mattress topper, new dresser, some art, just all kinds of stuff. How you feeling?
This design is unbelievable. Like, I have no words for this. It's like, it doesn't even feel like my place. This is crazy.
This is your home, man. Everything's yours.
Like, what?
This is exciting.
Like, where is it? What is this?
So not only do we have all the furniture, we got tons of household items. I mean, rugs, sheets, pots and pans,
It's so cool. This is crazy.
Oh, we love you, man.
Dude, thank you so much. Love you guys too. Thank you so much.
And that's why we do it, folks.
Being able to feel normal again, and like a normal person, I think that has been the most impactful thing for me. I've started to build back the relationships that I have with my family. I wouldn't have had the confidence to go talk to my boss about getting promoted. It was because of like the confidence that I was building while I was in Houses for Warriors that I was able to have those conversations in a meaningful way. When you're homeless, there's a lot of times where you start to feel very disconnected from society. It had been a few years since I had anybody that I could lean on, really. Knowing that there's people that care is very comforting. Like, I'm a normal person again, and that's incredible. People that like donate in Houses for Warriors, I really hope that they understand like how impactful that is and like how much they're really doing. And I 100% could not have like done it without you. I'm infinitely grateful.